Okay, Yuri, welcome to the channel. We have here today Yuri Petusco, who is a founder of RMRK. Yuri, welcome to the channel and welcome to the very first English interview in Nacion Crypto. Yuri, привет.
Hey, привет.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, that's our pleasure. Okay, Yuri, let's start by talking a little bit about your background. Can you share with us how you became involved in crypto, NFTs, blockchain, Kusama, and finally RMRK?
Sure. So I was born in Latvia. 2005, I moved to London for work, and but I wasn't involved in anything technical. I was working as a chef, and around 2008, I decided I was always tinkering with computers, and it was my passion. I decided to learn programming. So in 2008, I started doing some websites for friends and family and etc. 2009, I got my first job as a web developer. From there, I started moving up the ladder and taking more and more challenges in programming. And crypto, actually, I'm one of very early ones. I bought Bitcoin for £9 in 2013.
Oh, wow.
So, but I was still poor because I sold almost immediately, many stories. So I had to go through 3 bear cycles until I learned how to manage the crypto. So there was Bitcoin at 9, then a bit of Bitcoin at 100 pounds, which is like $120. And then I sold everything immediately. I still have a tweet that I say, oh, the Bitcoin is 200 now, and I was buying some for 10, so I could have become a millionaire now.
Oh.
I thought that I'm already too late at 200, but it's never too late.
It is never too late.
Yeah, you're always early.
Yes, I guess when after the years, I don't know how long did it take you to rebuy Bitcoin after you sold the big chunk. And I'm pretty sure you after the years, probably when it was 2,000 or 3,000, you thought, oh, this is too expensive now. I think I'm just late now. But now we have Bitcoin around 60,000, and so it wasn't late back then.
It's probably not late even now. So yeah, if I continue, so yeah, even though I was working as a programmer, I could never connect the two. I could never, for some reason, I wasn't sure enough in my skills that I can go into blockchain development. Only now I realize that people involved in blockchain, they don't necessarily need blockchain devs. They need all kind of devs. They still need websites. They still need apps and etc. But anyway, so then I went to Litecoin phase around 2015. Also sold everything, and then finally, I remember the Ethereum ICO pre-sale, but I didn't get involved in this. In 2016, I moved to Portugal from London after living for 11 years in London. So when I moved to Portugal, so we moved with my wife, but there was a girl, she was a developer. We started meeting people in local community, and she was a developer, and she told me, one day there is a hackathon happening in Porto, and her friend from that she met in Bulgaria is coming. And we went there, and this friend turned out to be Bruno, which is creator of RMRK now. But at that time he wasn't. He was still working at Web2 jobs and transitioning slowly to Web3. And this is when he told me buy Ethereum. But at that time, there was a bear market after many cycles of Bitcoin, and I was kind of hesitant, but bought some Ethereum at €6, I think. Yeah, €6. And yeah, the hackathon finished. We stayed in touch with Bruno a little bit, and I rode through this ICO wave of 2016, 2017. I bought a lot of questionable coins that never did anything good in the end. Some were better than others, but yeah, so the bear market started again, and I had to spend some money, so I sold most of my Ethereum. So this was my third wave of not getting it. having a lot of crypto and selling it eventually. But we haven't talked with Bruno that much after that, and only at 2020. What year is now?
2022, 2021. We can keep track of that. So many things to keep track of.
So this year, so for the past 6 years, I've been working in the Web2 company in London in a startup with two of my good friends, and we were kind of bored. Nothing happening there. It's the same old job, mundane, and we were talking about it's time to move to blockchain with development in mind, not investing, but developing. Mm-hmm. So we started researching, and we found that Kusama looks the most interesting of all. Mm-hmm. The community is great, the interoperability is great, everything that Gavin says is amazing. Mm-hmm. Have a very cool vision of decentralization, and we were inspired by this. So we started learning all about Kusama and how to get there. And I subscribed to Kusama subreddit. And one day I see the video someone posted of Bruno explaining the difference between Kusama and Polkadot. That was in February this year. Mm-hmm. And I see, I know this guy. So I message him, say, hey, Bruno, long time no see. I want to break into Web3. Do you have any advice? And he said, well, you came in the perfect time. I have this protocol that I invented called RMRK for NFTs, but I don't have time to develop it. So I don't have manpower to do it. Mm-hmm. So here it is. It's open source. Do you want to contribute? And I started every evening after work. I started contributing as an open source, writing unit tests, helping cleaning up the code. And after a month or so of this, he said, well, this is taking off, so let's form something more serious. And he suggested, let's create, so he gave the idea of this Canaria project, how we can bootstrap it. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, we need help. Here's two of my friends, Ilya and another Yuri. And we formed a RMRK association in Switzerland after 2 weeks and just started building day and night. We're still working at our Web2 company until August. So for 5 months, we were working 2 jobs. So 14, 15 hours a day. In the morning, RMRK, then our normal job, then RMRK again, every weekend RMRK. Mm-hmm. So we had no weekend for 5 months. We're just building RMRK in Canaria. And rest is history, but I can go in more details. But this is the general idea.
That's pretty cool. I guess you were hoping to work more on the Web3, when you were doing the 2 jobs.
For sure.
You're in the Web2, and it's kind of it's just the same thing as it's been for the last 30 years. So now working in something different, very, very different, Web3. I don't know. I find that it's super amazing. I love Web3 and all the concepts. So I guess you were also oh, geez, I just don't want to work this anymore. I just want to focus on Web3.
The motivational boost was so strong. It's like a drug. You are so inspired, and you love programming again. For some moment, I was already tired doing the same thing, boring Web2 job. Mm-hmm. Now finally there is so much on the horizon, so much to learn, and it's super inspiring. Everyone is helpful, so the motivational boost is so strong that it was just easy to do it. It was pleasure to do it.
That's pretty cool. You have a lot of experience developing and working now with RMRK, and Yuri, your friend, and Bruno. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go for something a little bit deeper into RMRK. So I know there are a lot of different technical aspects that make RMRK very different from anything we've seen thus far. Can you explain in a very simplified way what RMRK is? And then we can touch on more technical aspects later on the interview.
So first of all, let me explain that RMRKs are 3 different things. There is RMRK organization that we registered in Switzerland, in Zug. Mm-hmm. There is RMRK token now. Yeah, everyone knows about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah. And then there is remark protocol, which is the bare bone of the remark. So remark protocol is a specification of how NFTs can work, which is different from existing standards, which is ERC-71, ERC-1155, so the Ethereum ones. There is one by Engine as well, Affinity, and Tezos has their own. And Bruno created his own specification. The standard itself is chain and language agnostic. It just describes how NFT should work, what kind of interaction it can have. And then you can build the specification on different languages, on different blockchains. So the standard so the normal NFTs that we know, you can send it, you can own it. It has an owner, it has a metadata field, which is stored on IPFS, which is decentralized peer-to-peer file storage. It's so there you can save the image. It has some attributes, additional attributes that you can add, and you can freeze it. Some of the standards you can freeze it. So this is basically the NFT as we know it, and interaction it can have. You can send it. You can destroy it, burn it. You can trade it. So that's pretty much all you can do with it.
Yes.
And so Bruno wasn't satisfied with it because it's dead basically. You bought it. There is a picture. You cannot do anything with it. So how we can? He was thinking how we can create a standard that has limitless possibilities. So, or at least it needs to be as abstract enough for people to come up with their own ways to use it, and it should allow for this flexibility. So one of the key features of remark standard that other NFTs don't have is the main ones are the nested NFTs. So not only account can own NFT, but another NFT can own NFT.
Yes.
And you can create bundles like this. So NFT can own multiple NFTs, and those NFTs can own multiple NFTs, and it can go forever deep.
Okay.
And then multi-resourcing is another cool feature. So currently NFTs can have only one resource, so link to metadata on IPFS, which is just one image or video or 3D. With Remark, you can have multiple resources and you can add them after mint. So for example, NFT can have a static 2D image of the bird. And then if someone builds a 3D game, voxel game, we can push the new resource on, or they can push the new resource to the same NFT, and owner can accept this resource, and suddenly the same NFT can be used in 3D game. So you don't need to create new NFT. You reuse the same NFT. This is Bruno called it eternally liquid, which is a bit confusing term, but this is what he called. The same NFT can live forever by adding new resources that can be used on different platforms.
Okay.
So this is the main two features. There are more. There is there is a concept of base, which is difficult to explain. I need infographics and charts to explain, but it allows you to equip NFT in a slot of the parent NFT, if in 2 words. Okay,
wow. So, in my opinion, what you guys did was like brilliant, because you turn around like the impossibility to use smart contracts, because that's the problem. That's why you didn't go the normal way, right? In Kusama relation, you can use smart contracts. So you turn around that impossibility and you created a bunch of new features for NFTs, which is really cool. And you were just telling us like nested NFTs, conditional rendering, on-chain emotes. I saw that, and like multi-resource NFT, what you just explained. What is the vision that you guys have for this? You just told us some of the vision you guys have for this, but like, where do you see this more applied to? Like gaming or like social interactions? Or like, what's your broad vision about this?
Yeah, so because we were focusing on the standard itself, the there's so many possibilities you can do with it. It's like sky is the limit. But if I think of couple, there is so many more that I cannot even think yet, because it's so abstract and people can just imagine whatever they want. But one example I can give is like a musical NFT, where you have a parent NFT, which is a base, and this base has slots. For example, you want to create a slot, 5 slots in your musical NFT, which is a bass, a vocals, a kick, an effect, and parts like ambient sounds. And then you create also a bunch of child NFTs with different kicks, and then you tell that, okay, this kick NFT has a resource that is compatible with the parent's kick slot. So the slot should be compatible with the resource. And then you have like 20 vocals and this and that. People can buy them. If they purchase a base NFT, they can buy different child NFT and equip a different one, and thus creating unique song or unique track by combining different child NFTs. And then you can open it to other artists, so other artists can also create their own NFTs compatible with this base, and then you can create this market of this ever-changing song. And then, for example, you can create on Singular, for example, you can make it so if you visit your profile page, the song would play, and then everyone looking at you will hear this song that you composed of different parts. This one example. Another example can be, so for example, if you know Donny Big Bags, he's like big influencer in the Sama community. He's building his own metaverse based on Minecraft on Moonriver.
Okay.
So they used Minecraft and they connected Moonriver to it, and they connected their Moonsama project, which is an NFT marketplace. And you can buy skins for Minecraft in there and import them. You can buy resources. You can also export resources. So you collected something in Minecraft, you export them and sell them on the market. And we will be partnering with them once we extend the remark to Moonriver. And imagine you can have a Canaria sniper rifle that you can equip on Canaria, and it just sits there. But you can have the same sniper rifle. You can move it to Moonsama, and now you have it in Minecraft, for example.
Wow.
So this interoperability of NFT. So NFT can move from different chains by having multiple resources that are compatible with different metaverses. So then you can move the same NFT between metaverses, basically.
That's amazing. I'm always like blown away for like what NFTs have done, like so far, right? They're so new. I mean, we got them from like probably from the Bitcoin colored coins, like probably that was like the first glance of, oh, there is something that we can build on the blockchain besides currency. But NFTs are pretty new, but the hottest part of the NFTs just started like this year, like beginning of this year. So it's so cool how these things move so fast. We just got like some static images, and then we got this like interoperable. You can equip them, you can send them to different games. I'm blown away for what NFTs have done so far. So it's just amazing.
Yeah.
You just told us that you are planning to move and be like compatible with Moonriver, right? So because you guys wrote this on a different protocols using different set of rules, you are at this time you're not compatible with like EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine standard protocols. So like rewriting the code or rewriting Remark to be compatible with an Ethereum Virtual Machine compatible blockchain and the Kusama Relay chain change or limit the possibilities for Remark?
Yeah, they will change. They will not limit. They will expand. So
okay.
Our goal was always to be multi-chain. So we want Remark to be everywhere, basically. So the approach that Remark is written on now allowed us to move very quickly and do things that weren't possible on Kusama. Like you said, there is no smart contracts, so we could move quickly by writing. We inspired by colored coin. We just sent short messages to Kusama, and then we interpret them on a client off chain. This is blessing and a curse. So blessing because we could move quickly, but a curse that there is no on-chain validation, which means there is some issues that can arise with scalability. So it's not scalable as is. We can live like this, but we for now. But some more complex things, it's very difficult to do in a safe manner. That's why we need some on-chain logic, and EVM is one of them. It's just a stop. It's not a final. It's just one of the stops. So EVM will be first. We can rewrite the same logic, the same set of rules using smart contracts. Plus, we can easily add things that we've been missing, which are auctions, and we can add easier staking and royalties. Yeah, royalties is another one. So if you create an NFT, you can set like 5% for all future sales, and then author will keep receiving royalties. We cannot do this now easily in a safe way because a lot of logic happens off chain, and this means that multiple people, if they try to snipe the NFT at the same millisecond, the double buy can happen. This is the main disadvantage of Remark, which we were always open about, not hiding anything. And this will be gone once we move to on-chain logic. The EVM is the first step.
Yes.
It will be compatible with all EVM chains. Moonriver will be our first candidate, but Shiden network, Karura have EVM, and even Ethereum can use it if they want. We don't think there's going to be mass adoption on Ethereum for Remark, and we don't want to. Also, the gas fee are crazy, and we don't want to compete with them. We have a much nicer community here on Dotsama, but actually things like Cosmos, things like Near can also adopt Remark in one way or another. But what I was also going to say that smart contracts is one step, but pallets is the next step as well. It's not necessarily the better step, but in parallel. So we will have and contracts and pallets. And pallets are like a plugin for substrate blockchains. So all substrate-based blockchains have this concept of pallets. It's like plugins. So the Remark pallets will be built, and any chain, we already have more than 6 parachains that agreed to implement our pallets. That means that our the Remark functionality will live on what was there? BitCountry, Metaverse. Remark will have it. Fala will have it. So Moonriver will have it through contracts. Shiden will have it through contracts. Basilisk probably can implement it. It's not 100% sure, but the other ones are for sure. And we can hope that Karura will implement them and others. So Remark will be everywhere basically through this, and you can move your NFTs using bridges between all these chains.
That's amazing. I don't know if people knows, like, Kusama Relay Chain can build smart contracts. So that is why like a Parachain like Moonriver is here to apply the smart contracts on the Kusama Relay Chain. So an NFT is basically a smart contract. So yes, so just to give people some like idea of where we're talking here. So you guys Remark build a set of rules to make NFTs on the Kusama Relay Chain, like native on the Kusama Relay Chain without using any smart contract. So that's where we're talking here. Okay, so I think we're kind of running low in time here, and let's forget a little bit, or let's forget for a minute about technicalities and tell me what excites you the most about Remark right now.
Metaverse is one big word, everyone slaps metaverse to their name now, and suddenly they become super popular.
Yes.
But the announcement of RMRK Metaverse is coming within a couple of days. It's not going to be super crazy 3D. You will hear more. I'm giving a bit of alpha that I'm not supposed to say. It's going to be much more simpler, much more casual metaverse, but it will have very interesting mechanics that you will find out more.
Awesome.
We will be partnering with Fala and BitCountry for additional features for the metaverses.
Okay.
Another thing that excite me is the palettes that I was talking about. Once our partners use the RMRK, we can take over the world basically.
That's amazing. Yes, I think NFTs are just changing the way how we see everything, and like the possibilities are just like endless. We cannot even imagine all the possibilities that we have with NFTs right now.
Yeah, okay, for sure.
And how about like crypto and NFTs? The same, I guess, right? That's what excites you the most. Like
I really like Gavin Wood's talk recently about the necessity of moving to decentralization. A lot of products on blockchains and dApps still use a lot of centralized servers, Amazon, etc. If they go down, the project will go down. There is no censorship resistance. If someone doesn't like them, they can cut them off. So there is need to shift to more decentralized solutions. And there's a lot of parachains that built those, like Fala built decentralized computing. Then there's others that basically the more decentralized we are, the more resilient we are to the attacks and from whoever wants to take us down.
Exactly. That's what we're all aiming for. Okay.
Exactly.
This is a question that I've seen being asked many times. And to my understanding, RMRK is a protocol, or is like, it's a protocol. It's a set of rules, but it's not a blockchain, right? Okay, but I've seen this question being asked many times. So it's like, are you guys aiming for a parachain at some point?
No, that's exactly. We are like spores of mushrooms. We infect other parachains with RMRK instead. So we will piggyback on other blockchains. They will use RMRK, and we will focus on expanding the protocol. But we are also the product building company. We have a lot of experience in building cool projects. So like Canary and Metaverse, we will also focus on this in parallel to the protocol itself and the use of our token. We have so many ideas how our token can be used across all these parachains that will use RMRK. There will be some ways of utilizing this token. So this is what we will focus on. Okay.
Yes. So you guys are going to be on the parachains. You're going to be in the parachains with all many other different projects. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But you're also working with Singular, right? As a NFT marketplace.
Singular and Canaria are two main products right now. So Singular is like OpenSea of Kusama, some say. So this is what we're trying to build, and got new things coming soon. We are hiring new UX people, new developers coming on Monday also to make it even better. Auctions coming with smart contracts in a couple of months and royalties. So we're gonna take off, hopefully.
Okay. You guys probably need a lot of people for everything that's coming. That's amazing. I always talk to my friends, they're like developers, and I say, hey, you definitely need to check out in the Web3 because there's so much work. You please learn how to, you don't even need to learn how to program in like Solidity or something like right there. But if you have the basis, if you're a good developer, you can just start building with them and they probably will, guide you a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I wanted to say for the final kind of thought also. There is so many opportunities. You don't need to be the blockchain developer. You don't even need to be a developer. There is marketing, there is social media marketing, there is community managers. We need designers, we need UX people. There is so many possibilities to break out in crypto. And blockchain is like new Silicon Valley. Before Silicon Valley, were hiring everyone and spending money left and right. Now blockchain is the same.
Yeah.
We hire everyone. Don't be afraid to join. Don't be afraid to email us if you think you have some skills to help. If you're just web developer, it's cool with us. But especially if you're Solidity developer, we are hiring very hard, massively. We need Solidity developer now. So email us. We will reward you very well if you're looking for a job.
Well, I'm definitely gonna keep talking to my friends and gonna keep pushing that, because there is so much opportunity right here. Okay, I got to ask this. The other day, I saw a Twitter post. It was a Beeple Twitter post, and he said, "Kusama, do you have any insight, anything you can tell us about this?"
It's all in your head, imagination. So no one knows what he meant except for him. But people then made such a news from this, and maybe, I don't know, Gavin retweeted him, so maybe there is something about it. But there is nothing official. It's all up in the air, imagination. So we'll see.
So yes, I mean, I'm pretty excited for what you guys have and what you guys are building. I can't wait to jump in the metaverse with you. Maybe we could meet up at some point in the metaverse, and that's amazing. I just want to say thank you for being here, and like, if you have anything else to say that we haven't touched on here, this is the time. And yes.
Thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure. And now the only thing I wanted to reiterate again is, don't be afraid to get into Web3. There is so many opportunities. Whoever you are, whatever you do, you can try always. Get into the chats on Telegram, get into Discords, try to see how the community manager, what they talk about, what they're looking for. Sooner or later, you will find an opportunity for you that fits you. So Web3 is the place to be. Okay.
We have like less than 1 minute. The time is running. So I just remembered a question my friend asked me last night. Is there going to be breeding in the Canaria?
Breeding? Probably not.
Probably not.
It's open, so any third party or organization can build one. So they can bird and recreate 2 new birds, for example. So, but it's not going to be the same Canaria, same collection. It's going to be a new collection.
Okay.
But we don't want to inflate the birds.
Yes.
We will merge multiple metaverses probably. So there will be birds, there will be moon samas, maybe some third project, and they can live in the same metaverse instead of inflating the birds.
All right, Yuri, thank you so much again. It was a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me, and it was a pleasure.